When one door closes, buy another one and open it yourself. A sure way to experience the riches and abundance that home ownership provides, and helping you snag that sentiment and the very best homes in the Bay Area is none other than Nagaraj Annaiah, your trusted Bay Area realtor. Namaskar, Bay Area. I'm Vijay Lakshmi with another edition on Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, brought to you by nagarajhomes.com, your one stop shop for buying, selling, investing, and refinancing your home. If you are in the market for any of this, looking for a little guidance on navigating the market, or discussing your experience in this roller coaster of a ride into real estate, then call us right now to talk to Nagaraj. The number in the studio is 408 912 5038. That number 408 912 5038. And with that, let me welcome Nagaraj. Hi, Nagaraj. Good morning, good afternoon, rather, and happy Sunday.
Hello, Vijayalakshmi. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday to you and all the listeners out there.
Yes, very happy Sunday to you. And I believe on August 12th is this big Swadesh, for all our
Yes.
Bay Area residents, and you're sponsoring that.
Yeah, it's Independence Day, our Independence, India Independence Day, 75th Independence Day celebration.
Mm.
It would be a great event Saturday at Milipitas. Do please join us. Video Walks is coming out there, and even the Kamalasan, great Kamalasan is coming out there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Wow, that's
Yeah,
really exciting.
it's already excitement is there for celebration of Indian independence. On top of it, there are two things to add up, like Kamala and Vidya Walks. If you
Mm-hmm.
guys there in Milipitas around or like in the Bay Area, do really come out. It would be a great event to witness
Yes,
our Indian event.
it promises to be a great event, and in Milpitas, Swadesh. So look it up and be sure that you're there, and you're going to be enriched by celebrating independence with all of the brethren Bay Area in the Bay Area, all of our desis. So make sure you do that. And Nagraj, let's get to the real estate market. How's it doing this week?
Yeah, it's a great question, Vijay Lakshmi. I think, as I always say, right, like it's more of turning out to be a buyer's market right now.
Mm,
Last week, I put one offer in Blossom Mill.
okay.
Okay. The house was listed for 1.39 and we put an offer for 1.35 and we were able to get it for 1.37 within a counter offer.
Mm, okay.
So it's
Wow.
almost what 20K lesser than the listing price. The same neighborhood it used to sell for 1.45. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one, even more than 1 point. I remember in January, the houses my clients bought for 1.5. Now the same house with a better upgrades, right?
Yeah.
It's getting for 1.37 around. So almost on a 130K lesser than the 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We put an offer in Cupertino.
Yeah.
The Cupertino house was listed for 3.3 million, but we put it for 2.9, and we might it might go around 3 million. So it is almost a 300K lesser than the listing price.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
in a
Mm-hmm.
Cupertino, so this is the trend all around. Bay Area and California right now, it's
Mm-hmm.
turning out to be a more of a buyer's market, and
Yeah.
interest rate also last week was not didn't go up after a long time. It is still around 4% for a 7/1 arm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and as it says, an adjustable rate mortgage, right? It is,
Yeah.
and it's an 30-year fixed around 5.5%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the good thing is still clients can buy for it with a 10% down.
Yeah.
Okay, but only few lenders are doing it out there with a 10% down. If anything under a 965K in Santa Clara County, we can still do with a 5% down. If
Mm.
it is in San Joaquin County, under 670, 680, we can do with a 5% down.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to know which loan programs it's fit for the first time home buyers, right? They can reach out to me and I can guide them based on their needs.
Yeah.
The 4% is with the 20% down. If you're going to do with the 10 to 15% down,
Mm.
you can do with the get with the 4.125%.
Right. Okay. So it's all systems go. Basically, it's great, buyer's market. And if you are feeling diffident about the down payment as well, there are possibilities, options for you to explore. And of course, you can call Nagaraj to do that. Check out nagarajhomes.com, Nagaraj, and you can call him at 408-805-4653, 408-805-4653. But that's after the show. That's his cell number. Right here, right now, while we have him on air, call us in the studios. The number is 408-912-5038. That number, 408-912-5038. And we'd love to rear out your
Yeah,
questions
I think
about
they should not be hesitant on any simple questions. Anything on the real estate, they can
yeah.
reach out to us. It anything, no, no, no questions are simple, like it is like simple or anything. Anything
Yes.
related, they can call us, and we'd be happy to answer them.
Yes, every question is relevant. And when you call, actually, you do a favor to the whole community as well, because you may be voicing the questions in their head as well. So you make sure you call again the number to do that, 408-912-5038. And also make sure you make nagarajhomes.com, that's Nagaraj homes.com, your first stop whenever you're embarking on buying or selling real estate, or you're looking at financing, refinancing, or an investment property, whatever you're trying to do. uh, just get in there first and reach out to Nagraj, and he'll walk you through. He's the subject matter expert for everything that you need in real estate. So Nagraj, good time to talk about what do you look for when you're buying a house, basically.
See, it's a especially when you're looking for a house, right?
Mm.
First thing what you need to do is like how much you qualify for. Okay,
Mm.
what is your purchase power? That plays a very important role when you're buying a house.
Okay.
Okay, as soon as you decide I want to buy a house, first you need to look for what is your purchase power. Okay,
Mm.
and how much down you can do it. It is can you can do it a 20% down, or a 10% down, or a 5% down. Okay,
Mm.
once you finalize on that, then you need to look for how far you can go up for from your office location, because most of the times nowadays is like it's a work from home, right? It is turning out to be a more of a remote location. If you're okay with the remote location, then are you okay to go to a Tracy instead of a Santa Clara? But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to stay near close to an Apple or an Nvidia around, right, then do you want to stay around like Santa Clara, or like are you looking for a good school districts around a Cupertino?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The neighborhood plays a second role. Okay, first is always your finances. Based on your finances, you can come to know what is you can qualify for.
Mm.
Once you can qualify for is the neighborhood, or the which counties or like which cities do you want to stay for.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, because the finance and the cities plays both the key role, right? For example, you can buy only a 1 million of purchase price, then you need to go a bit far away for your single family home. Nothing is available around here, but you
Yes.
might get something in San Jose. But are you okay with the smaller square footage? Correct,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's all are interconnected now, right?
So how do you determine the purchasing power or what you can qualify for?
Yeah. See, the purchase price is comes down to how much you make, correct? How
Mm.
much you earn in a year before taxes. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can make, and let's for an example, you make an 100K per in a year, so you can qualify up to only 45% out of it, correct?
Uh-huh.
Including your debt in that, correct? So
Okay.
if your max is like 45%,
Uh-huh.
so some lenders might give an exception to a 46%, but it is a very rare case.
So 45% of your earnings before tax.
For yeah, before tax, that's
Mm-hmm.
what you can qualify for. It's
Okay.
ideal is around 26% to 38%.
Mm.
Okay, that's the ideal, but sometimes you can go up to a 45% also. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on your, if you're a single straightforward income like W2 incomes is easy to do it. Then the businesses, then you come up with the gross income and other stuffs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the second important on top of when you're qualifying, making a qualification, right, is your credit score. How good is your credit score? Okay,
Okay.
credit score plays a very vital role when you're buying a house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All your interests are dependent on your credit score. Okay, so for example, your credit scores are 780, you can get up to a 4%, but your credit scores are like lesser than 700, only few lenders options are left over,
Mm.
right? So 740 to 760 or top of it, like more than 740, consider a good credit score. But anything lesser than, your interest rate goes up. Okay, but no need to worry. Okay, you can go with, still, if you thought about buying a house, you can still go with it. Go with a higher interest rate right now, but
Okay.
after some time you can refinance it always. Okay,
Mm.
the one thing doesn't always think about that, like when you're buying a house, interest or always can be changed during a refinance, but the location can't be changed,
Yes. Mm-hmm. Very
right?
true.
So
Mm.
it's a location, always location in the real estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be a smaller square foot, but for you, if you're, but the location plays an important role.
Mhm.
You can start for, as if somebody in the first time home buyer out there, they can go with a 900 square feet or 1,000 square foot. If only a couple of them, like only two persons in the family right now, because they
Mm.
want to stay something closer to the office right now.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Yeah.
they can start with it. But if there is a remote location options are available, they can go to a Tracy Hills, they can go to a Lathrop also.
Yes. Yeah. Then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you
Yeah,
are because you
it's a
can work.
big, it's a bigger house. You can get a bigger house, good single family home, good neighborhood around,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? It's all interconnected. Like your purchase price to a neighborhood to your, where's the city you want to go for,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This all three is linked for, and then it is like after that the square footage. Okay, the square
Yeah.
footage comes down to your, how big is your family. If you're going to start right now, you just got recently married, maybe for you it's 1,400 square foot, typical around 1,400 square foot home is enough. But your
Yeah.
family is growing on, right? Like always, then you need to be looking something around 2,000 square feet more,
Mm-hmm.
like around 2,000 square foot. And then the bedrooms, the number of bedrooms also plays around. If you can afford, don't go for two bedrooms, because two bedrooms for in the longer term might not work out for you. It might solve your shorter term things, but
Yeah.
longer term, three-bedroom is a minimum. Because if you get your parents around from India, right, like, and if you get
Mm-hmm.
your friends around, like once you add once your family increases, right, so
Yes.
then it's always, then it is, it's difficult. Like then you need to be basically thinking about two options, right? Like then you're renting out and moving to a different location.
Yeah.
Instead of that, start with a minimum of three bedrooms.
Try to stretch it as much as you can within the, within your options.
Yeah,
Try to.
and the listeners out there also might be having so many questions. They can call us in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
show.
yeah. In fact, I just wanted to tell them, folks, if you are listening to us, you're listening to the Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, who is your trusted Bay Area realtor right here. And of course, the website is nagarajhomes.com. You can check it out there. But you have questions while we have him on air with us on any of what you're listening to or anything that you'd like to clarify, confusions surrounding real estate, give us a call right now in the studios. Lines are open waiting for you. 408-912-5038, 408-912-5038, and happy to answer any of the questions that come up in your mind with regard to real estate. Yes, Nagraj, go ahead.
So once you've selected that, for example, if you want to stay for closer to office, right, then you can, maybe you can, your budget doesn't allow you to go for a single family homes, then you can go for your even a condominiums. In
Mm,
the condominiums, are the two types, right? Like basically it's a condominiums, like kind of an apartment type built, or a kind of an townhouse kind of a built, where is like
mm,
three layers of a homes, or like a two layers of homes, right?
yeah.
But for me, both are like a condominium ownerships, where the land doesn't belong to you. There are only two types of homes. Like one is a
Mm,
condominium and a single family home. In under the condominium, you might have subcategories, but everything, the ownership goes down to a tied up with a condo ownership, or like it's a community owned.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, a lot of listeners out there, or like a lot of my clients, when I bought the condominiums, right, or the townhouses, now they keep asking me about the differences. But always, for me, the townhouse and anything is finally comes down to a ownership, right? If it's a
True.
community owned, it's anything to change the property, like anything, then you need to be approval from the community for the outer changes.
Ah.
Inside, you are free to do it.
Mm, yes. Mm-hmm. Very true.
So
Mm.
So these things are covered for you. Then you can jump into, like, for example, before look for the square footage. Square footage plays a very important role as the family sizes grows in, right? Then the number of bedrooms. The number of bedrooms also is very important. Like, for example, if you have two kids, right, then you can go for a four bedrooms depending on the far location you are going for, opt for.
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
and before finally, once you go to the when you go for the touring of the homes, right, like, basically there will be open house, right? Like, in the
Yeah.
open house, let me explain on the open house also. Some of the
Yes,
listeners
and
out
before
there.
you do that, again, let me tell folks, if you have questions, if you're listening, shout out to everybody who's listening and curious about everything that Nagraj is talking about. Call us quickly at 408-912-5038, 408-912-5038. And of course, Nagraj is your Bay Area realtor, trusted Bay Area realtor who brings his experience and also makes technology work for you and not overpromise or underdeliver. He's on social media as well. You can access him wherever you are, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. There is a podcast, and there is updates on what how the market is doing. You can catch him under the handle Nagaraj Annaiah. And of course, the best place is nagarajhomes.com. That's the website, nagarajhomes.com, which has everything very comprehensively, whether you're attempting to buy, sell, invest, or refinance your home. If you're looking to sell also at this market, you can get a quick custom evaluation of your home done right there, and you'll get the report right there. So check out the website nagarajhomes.com, and we're talking about what is essential in terms of what you should look for when you're buying a home, the very steps to go through. And Nagraj, yes, carry on, Nagraj, tell us.
Yeah, so once you go for, like, single family homes also, right? But
Mm.
when you're staying around a Santa Clara County around, or somewhere older community, older areas, right? Like even the
Hold that
Cupertino.
thought, Nagraj. We have a call. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Roundup. Your name, please, and your
Someone has
question.
to. अरे, no, man, actually cannot participate.
Yes, you're on
Uh,
air. Go ahead with your question. Your name. Okay, we seem to have lost that call again. If you're trying to reach us, call us at 408-912-5038. Yes,
Yeah,
Nagraj, go
I
ahead.
think if the listeners out there, don't be hesitating. Like,
Yeah.
you can ask us any questions on the real estate.
Mm.
Uh, Okay, once you go for the single family homes, for example, you finalize to go for a single family homes, right? Don't worry about, like, age of the property. You should be always looking for the location of the property, not the age. Okay, in the single family homes, anything is there, you can always fix it, but only you should look for what is the budget is needed to fix that property. Right.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if sometimes, like, if it's a foundation issues in the property, right, it might be expensive for you to fix that.
Yeah.
Correct. And if it is related to a roof and other stuffs, you can fix it, but it will cost you something.
Yes.
Sometimes, like, 1,500 square footage of the homes to fix the roofs, it might cost you around 18,000 to 20,000 grants, right? Like 20,000. So that time it is very expensive to do it when you are home buyers. But the foundation issues also, right? So it can be fixed, but only thing is, like, is it worth for you to do it, right?
Yeah,
It
you
is
have to
like,
make a call on whether it is worth taking that expense, right?
correct. If
Mm-hmm.
the house is falling apart, like there is a foundation crack, which is like major, which is the house itself is falling apart, it might be difficult for you when you're in a first time home buyer. But if you're in a pro seasoner, like, then it's okay for you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that is why, when you're buying a house, you should look for what are the things you need for.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like sometimes even the old, as I told you, like, even the old age homes are means old homes are okay. It is
Yeah.
not necessary, because in somewhere around Santa Clara and Sunnyvale, and even in the Cupertinos, even in the Fremont, right, it's very difficult to get the new homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Right.
so
It's,
is it still like a multiple offer situation right now?
Right now, there is not much multiple offers. Even for the Blossom Mill we put last week, there
Yeah.
was no multiple offers right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you like the property, right? don't hesitate in this market. Okay, just put an offer, you might have a very good chance.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But after you go to the tour, I think I was telling you about the open house also. Open house is like basically it's conducted by the realtors, like where it is open for any public. Okay, no need of an appointment in there. When you go for an open house, look for the signs like number of bedrooms, is the house color. See, even the paint. If you don't like the paints, don't worry about that because paint always can be changed.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Correct. Only thing is the location you need to look for, number of bedrooms you look for, and how is it like decently built up and everything. Once it is done, you like that house, right? You can come back, check, talk to your realtor, look at the inspections.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, seller would provide the disclosures. Okay, in that disclosures, it will be covering your on the inspections. It will be covering on the NHD report. Okay, look for the NHD report. The NHD National Hazard Disclosures. National Hazard Disclosures report will be capturing is the house is near the fire hazard, is the house near the flood zone,
Oh, that is a very good advice. The
right?
hazard report.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that two things you should be very careful, okay, when you're looking for, because when you're in a flood hazard zone, then you need to be looking, then you will be paying for the flood insurance, which is going to be an expensive for your first time home buyer,
Mm-hmm.
right? If it has an history of the floods, right, it is basically it's better to avoid it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What
And
about
even the
earthquakes? We're all on the fault lines, I
that
think.
I think that we can't do anything in the, but
Yeah.
the because even the earthquake insurance are expensive, right? Like
Yeah.
that's why when you're looking for to buy earthquake, you should think about it. Comes down to your personal things in the bay.
Mm.
But you can but avoid these two things: flood insurance with the house is situated in the flood zone, and if the house is situated in the fire hazard, right? Then you can avoid these two houses for the first time home buyers. Okay, but depends on the location. If the location matters, like in the Los Gatos Hills or somewhere you're buying it, right, then you know for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
This once you review these two things with your, then you should be, once you like the house, once your reports are okay in the reports, like make sure all your in the all the foundation, check for the plumbing things. Okay, and what is the recent leaks, like is there any recent leaks which is going to hurt you?
Mm-hmm.
Once you review it, then you can discuss with your agent what would be the best numbers depending on today's market conditions, what would be the best price for it. Then the agent can talk to the seller's agent and then come up with the and based on your comparables, right, then you guys can decide what would be a best number to put for an offer.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you decide with in conjunction with your realtor who will be able to give you the best advice on what should be the
Yes.
price
so
offered. Mm-hmm.
so it comes down to finally, uh, how did you like the up to how much price you can go for it depends on how did you like, and comes down to disclosures. Okay, how well the house is maintained.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So all this, like even the sellers, they're in the disclosures, right? One is the NHD report, one is the inspections report, and one is the termite reports. And look for a seller's disclosures also. Okay, if the sellers, if the seller has altered anything in the property from the few years, right, you would have captured on that one also.
Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. So you should keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, the seller's disclosures even captures the if there is any death in the last 3 years in the property. Okay, that also would have been captured in the report.
Oh,
Look for
okay.
that signs, whichever is needed for you. You can go for it based on that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And your realtor also helps you go through all of those,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You should
Mm.
before putting an offer, you should be having a call with him. Like maybe like you can have a video call, or like you can have a Zoom call and discuss with him, or like when you meet him in the property, right? You can go with the disclosures once before putting an offer. So if everything is okay with uh, comes out well, then based on that you can go for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right now in the market situations, the comparables are not making any sense. Okay. The comparables are from the last 3 months.
Oh, yes. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So that is why, like, even the comparables doesn't make sense. Whatever the numbers you guys decide works out for that property, based on
Mm.
that you can go for it. It is no more like right now, like earlier, like 3 months or 4 months back. I think we had a discussion on the how the Redfin and Zillows are booming up right now.
Yeah.
Even though it is nowhere close to Redfin and a Zillow numbers.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, as a seller also right now should be, I think this not only applies for the sellers also, yeah, buyers also, even the sellers out there, when they're putting in a house for a market, make sure anything on the issue, anything if it's based on the report, something has come up, right, try to address it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes.
market is more towards running onto, it's more towards a buyers, right, and the sellers also should be very careful out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So you really listed out very well from, start to making that offer, how you go about things, how you ascertain what you qualify for, and then take it from there step by step all the way to making the offer. And very well put. And of course, let's talk about what do you do after putting the offer next week. This is really great session, and I think it's making a lot of sense for folks, Nagraj, and thank you for doing that. And for listeners, if you are looking to speak to Nagaraj, just log on to nagarajhomes.com or just call him at 408 805 4653. That's 408 805 4653. And we are, of course, always with you every Sunday, 12:30 to 1 p.m., only on Bolly 92.3 FM. And we look forward to your continued association with us. And you can also check out Nagaraj's website, not only the website, but also YouTube channel, Nagaraj Annaiah. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Nagaraj. Look forward to talking to you again next week as well. On that note, this is Vijay Lakshmi on Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah. Talk to you next week. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, listeners.
Mhm.
Namaskar.